Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now before we get into today's video, I would please like to remind you all to leave a like and subscribe because we're so close to 2,000. Although it may not seem like it, I think we can get there. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
You are watching Shinobi LS. Enjoy.
When Naruto shuts the door and everyone starts leaving, the crowd is still outside, and Naruto he didn't want to just go out there and tell everybody to go home, but he also didn't want to entertain the thought of letting them stay there and ruin his reputation even more than what it already is. So Naruto decides to tell Zabuza to watch the girl, and told Hinata that if she tried to follow him, that she will get thrown. Like they'll end up fighting, and he leaves the house. And when Hinata asks him where is he going, Naruto says, I'm going to the Hokage's office. So Naruto starts walking toward the Hokage's office, and everybody that's in his way, trying to prevent him from getting there or stopping him from getting there, he's just pushing them out the way. And you know he's doing it is, how can I say that? He's doing this as softly as possible so it won't hurt anybody. So he's just nudging them using the wind. It's nothing severe. So when he gets to the Hokage's office, Kakashi and Gaia are already there talking about what they're supposed to be doing with this small child. And Naruto was like, you can discuss that later, but for right now, we need to talk about the fact that everyone in this village thinks I'm a monster all the time. But when I somehow am able to prove myself innocent from being a monster, somehow I still am. And Hiruzen was like, that's because Naruto's like, yeah, I know what it's because of. It's because of the Nine Tails. It's because apparently the only blonde in the village, well, like the only blue-eyed and blonde person in the village besides with something whatever, yeah. The only person in the only blonde, blue-eyed person in the village without a family clearly is the monster, right? It's definitely not the people around him telling him constantly that he is a monster and that he's the problem. And every time goes wrong and I'm around, it's my fault. Because that's clearly how that's supposed to work. Right, Hiruzen? This is your village. I'm this village's Jinchuriki, the strongest tailed beast. And Naruto looks over at him and was like, do you really think that you should be allowing your people to sit here and make fun of and try to bully the strongest tailed beast out there? Hmm? Do you think that's good for your village, Hiruzen? 'Cause I don't. I don't think it's good for you. I don't think it's good for you. I don't think it's good for your village. I don't think it's good for anyone. Because we all know how strong tailed beasts can be. God forbid another tailed beast attack happens, right? And Hiruzen stands up and looks at him and was like, what is that supposed to mean? And Naruto was like, whoa, he's getting a little defensive. And y'all, he's starting to show his Hokage side. You might have to back up, give him a little room. And Hiruzen was like, Naruto, I'm not playing with you. What does that mean? And Naruto was like, just think of this. Right? Tailed beasts can use their Jinchuriki's emotions to get what they want. Now the Nine Tails wants to be set free so he can destroy this village. Now, you are letting everybody in this village believe that it's all my fault. Everything. Everything is my fault. Now, what if one day I woke up, my house was ransacked, Hinata was dead, Zawaza was injured, and everybody else just proceeded, just said it was normal, and no one cared because I'm the Chichuriki. But what if that day I woke up and I decided to say fuck it, and I blew up this village? How would it be then? And like as he's saying this, Tsunade and Jiraiya walks in the room, and Naruto's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna leave now." And Hiruzen was like, "Wait a minute, Naruto." And Naruto was like, "No, I think I've said enough." So he walks away, like he starts walking away, and Tsunade was like, Naruto, we have to talk to you about something." And Naruto was like, "Yeah, come by my house later, or whatever. I don't really care. Do you?" So then he walks out, and Tsunade was like, "Whoa, he's a little bit more crankier than normal." And Kakashi was like, "He may or may not have an entire mob of people sitting outside his house." And Zabuza like meets Naruto halfway with the girl, and Naruto was like, "I thought I told you to stay in the house," and Zabuza was like, "Yeah, well, about that." And Naruto was like, "What do you mean about that?" And they hit the corner, and Naruto's house like is been burned down, like they burned the house down. And Naruto, infuriated, looks around and sees like everyone's just thinking this is normal, like walking past it, completely ignoring it. And Hinata, she was just sitting on the front, like in like little front lawn area, and she was just seeing like she's just watching the house burn down. And Naruto like grabs Hinata, like using the wind, he grabs Hinata and he pulls her away from the fire. And she was like, it was so hot. And Naruto was like, "Wait, Zabuza, you didn't, where was Hinata?" And Zabuza was like, "Well, I took the little girl out for a walk because she said she wanted to see the rest of the village, or some parts of it. That night I didn't want her to be in the house for that long with those people outside." And I guess when they thought that all of us were gone, and Hinata was still sitting in like the front, like still sitting in like the area of like the house. And Naruto begins to like really look at Hinata, and she has like a couple of burn marks and stuff on her. So Naruto like he looks around, and a lot of the people like are starting to pay attention to what's going on. So Naruto puts out the flames using his wind. Like he pulls all the oxygen away from, he pushes all the wind away from the fire. Wind needs oxygen. I mean, fire needs oxygen to keep flaming, and without oxygen, the fire dies out, kind of like a person. So, yeah. Naruto, like, he puts out the fire, and then, like, a whole bunch of, like, shinobi and stuff start coming over there, and they're like, "What happened here?" And Naruto was like, "My house is going," because some villagers decided that they were going to burn it down. And Naruto was like, "My friends almost died. They could have died. You know that?" And the shinobi was like, "Whoa, look at you." Like, basically, like, picking fun, like, "Whoa, look at you. You're actually being sentimental about something that almost could have happened to you." It's almost like you kind of feel like what was going on during the Nine Tails attack. And, like, everybody started like the Jonin started laughing, the ones that were around Naruto at the time, and Kakashi and Zabuza in tandem said, "I don't see what's so funny." And Zabuza was like, "Did you not like just understand what just could have happened? You're comparing what happened right now to something that had nothing to do with him. You and your villagers are pinning the Nine Tails and the Nine Tails attack and some some outside source from the village. You're pinning it against Naruto. When all he is just Jinchuriki for the Nine Tails. If Naruto wasn't born that day, you would have all been dead. Because let's be honest, no one could seal the Nine Tails other than the fourth. Unless, like, Hiruzen or somebody else came along. But at that present moment in time, the fourth obviously saw it fit to put the Nine Tails inside of Naruto. And the fact that you all don't see the fact that the fourth chose him as a protector of the Leaf Village, he chose him, and all you did was berate and bully him for being the Nine Tails. And as Naruto stops and he's like completely, like, he doesn't know how to react because no one else has stuck up for him as well as Zabuza and Kakashi just did. And Jiraiya and Tsunade and Hiruzen get, like, they all get, and Danzo's there as well. They all like head over to Naruto's house and they see that it's all burned down, and Naruto, the little girl, and Hinata and Zabuza are just standing there along with Kakashi and Guy and some shinobi. And Jiraiya and Tsunade are filming at the fact that Naruto doesn't have a house anymore, and Jiraiya's like actually pissed. He's like telling Hiruzen that, like, I don't care if you are my like teacher, you need to get your shit in order. These villagers are out of control. They're messing with something that's far stronger than them. And that's far stronger than most of normal shinobi here. And you just expect that power to just continuously lie dormant. Eventually they're gonna say something and it's going to come out. So if you value your citizens' lives, you would set up a rally. You would set up a gathering of people that hold some form of influence over the village, like the elders, and you would get this shit and work it out. Because if you don't, one of these days, Naruto is going to get up and just choose violence. Anyway, this is where I'm end this part off. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. If y'all enjoy my content, please subscribe. Anyway, this has been Shinobi. Peace.